right, so this is a little behind the scenes. Today I'm going to be a little bit more deliberate about choosing what I'm going to play with, so that's part of this whole process. Is the more organized you can be, the faster that you can go. One of the tips today is to get your area set up for success. I've been working on this for several weeks. This is kind of the tray that I imagine that when I start playing and I want to start trying things, that it's going to go up here. But right now, I've just kind of thrown some stuff up here that were newer samples, but it's not necessarily working for me. I need to start off a little bit more organized. And right now, what I'm looking for is I want to be able to use a liquid shadow. I want to be able to put something in my crease. I'm going to try an experimental concealer, and this is the crease. So this right here, and again, I have not got a line sheet on this, but this is supposed to go in the crease. This is what I was talking about I want it above the crease, and so we're going to play with this a little bit. But I just wanted to show you as I'm sitting here pulling for myself. Today I'm wearing, and I'll get a picture of this, kind of tie-dye bluish gray scrubs. And so I wanted to play off of that. I'm going to try this matte shadow, and I'm going to use this tight line. And I'm not going to use an eyeliner per se, but now I need to build on my lip color. And so I started off, I know what I want to do in my eyes, and so I do not want my lips to be overdone by thinking about keeping them neutral. So you can kind of see all these these are all glosses, but I really, because I'm kind of going up to a level 2, I need to choose a level 2 vibe going on here. Look at all of this, right? Isn't it kind of crazy? So I have things even under here. There's primers, but I have done something with the blush box, and I can't seem to find it. But these are just concealers. These are just highlighters. This is just Proud Products. We're going to be going in hard on that. These are just blushes, but some of these are a combination of a blush and a lip. And I'm all about this combination situation right now. I'm just gonna try to find something neutral right now. So this is kind of like this traditional lip color, this mauvey brown that everyone kind of goes with. So I'm gonna just level this up. We're gonna see how this looks. I'm gonna switch to my camera, but just gonna go with a traditional. This is a wonderful tool to start with your lipstick and work around it. Today I'm gonna kind of mess around. So let's see what we get, everybody. Good morning. Sometimes I'm gonna get really organized about this, but I don't know. When I get more perfected and more put together, maybe I'll be better at this. But for now, I'm just gonna keep working through how to do 10 minutes, which exactly 10 minutes right now is what I've got. I've planned out a little bit ahead of time what I'm going to do. And of course, the very first thing I'm doing is my revival brow, which is to condition these eyebrows. And then maybe I'll get some color on them at some time, because it would just be kind of magical if I could get some color on these brows, or I'm going to sit here and have to tint myself. Maybe I'll do that, and I'll just explain to you all what that is. So next I'm doing smooth canvas, because I can't live without this. I know so many of you cannot live without this, but you can just see it working on my eyes. It's just what it does is it smooths in the lines under my eyes. It has blurring effects too, which that's what blurring does, right? You can just see it's not going to get rid of your lines. I'm not leaving any expectations that, oh, you're going to put this on and your lines are going to disappear. But what it does is it fills in your lines so that it creates a canvas. That's why it's called smooth canvas, is it creates in that canvas. And then the more dehydrated you are, or the more lines that you have, the more you have to use of the product. It's just the way that it is. But what it does is my concealer is not going to set into my lines. And this is also going to brighten my eye because it has golden seaweed in it. And I'm massaging it, really massage and work towards your nose. I know we're always taught to go up, but in this case, you want to really work it forward using your ring finger. You can also use a brush if you want, but I'm not doing that. Next, I'm going to start with the lips, because the lips is going to create the balance around the entire look. It's going to make sure that I don't do too much eye makeup. I do want to try to show you a crease today and show you this experimental crease cut, and I'm always trying to mess with this to see if it'll work. And I'll explain that in a minute. This is a gloss, but it has a little bit more coverage to it. So it isn't as sheer as a normal. It's kind of like a gloss lipstick. And these are just, it's a lovely finish. It's just a really lovely finish. But you can see immediately now my skin doesn't look like skin. Yesterday or a couple days ago, I've been practicing with this skin cushion. And in this skin cushion foundation, which is a lot of different brands are now coming out with this cushion foundation, I think I shared that the sponge had soaked up all the foundation. So I decided to use it without anything, just like straight on my skin. And I am a no on it. Again, I'm trying to make this for all women. And I found that like by the end of the day, it just really stuck in my lines. It didn't feel very good on my face. And I needed to do a primer before. Today, I'm going to go back to like grabbing a foundation and let's see what it does. Here is the foundation drawer. Oh, this was the Korean brand, this Tier. This was one that they even call it like a mask shield. And you look very Japanese with it. I'm just going to reach in and let's see if we can find one for me to try today. I already know I don't want to use those. I should probably just take them out, right? It's a skin. It just doesn't give enough finish. Let's try this. Whoops. All right. Let's see. See? We're just going to try random. And then upon further investigation, they are primers. So they got to go in the primer bin. Primer bin. 2. This one says it's full coverage. Let's see what it does. I'm afraid. Where's my, I like to use my palette. Everybody should have one of these. Let's see what it does. So full coverage, and I haven't prepped anything than moisturizer. And this is kind of what I wish everybody would use, primers, and I don't know how many of you are using primers. I think they're really useful, but I want people to be able to get this on and go and see what it looks like. First thoughts, I don't hate the way it feels. I think that it just translated into a really nice coverage. It does have some kind of fragrance in it. And I'm just kind of pushing it in. You definitely do need to use a brush. I wouldn't use my fingers with this. It'll kind of set. Okay. I'm not hating it. It's thinner for sure. It does kind of feel like the cushion foundation. Yeah. I definitely, if I'm going to wear this, I need to have a primer down. You know, that's one of the things, ladies, as we get older, we do need to prep the skin a little bit better. And, you know, the 3-in-1 is what makes it so fantastic, is that you don't need to really prep. I don't think it's any better than the 3-in-1. I'm just going to blend what I got here. But I'm going to use my 3-in-1 just on top of this. So this was supposed to be a full coverage. I'm going to be a no on that. So this is our 3-in-1 foundation. This is what I made. I just want you to watch. I'm mixing my 2 colors together. This is in a kit pack, and because I'm 2 colors right now. But I just want you to see the finish, right? God, why am I just trying to make another foundation? I don't know. Because I could have just saved myself 5 minutes and just used my own damn foundation. You know, what's happening is that I want to level up this foundation, and I think what I'm really coming to is I need to get a lab to work with me and just commit. I got labs, I'm small, so nobody wants to pay attention to you when you're small. And I need somebody like I had originally when we made this foundation actually cares. And it's really sad. Come on, look at that. That's like, just took me 3 seconds. I had somebody come in after watching our Get Ready With Me video about how to do the spring look. And they came in and they were like, my God, your skin looks amazing. I want that foundation. And guys, this is what I'm trying to do is we just want to level it up. I want to make it out of a stick. Anyway, look at how much better. And now we're not, see, my skin looks like skin. I didn't even have to use that other product, even though it did allow me to have just a little bit more coverage on with the 3-in-1. It wouldn't be as sheer, but that's pretty great. Okay, so with all that fussing around, I just, of course, ran out of time. I'm going to do this really freaking quick. Let's see how quick I can do it, because, of course, I've got to get out the door because I have a client in about 25 minutes, and it takes me about 15 to get there. I am using a experimental brand new formula texture for a concealer stick, eyeshadow stick. And, you know, sometimes, like I said, innovation, new things aren't necessarily better. I do like this formula. Do I like it better than the one that we have in studio? I don't really think so. Again, I'm testing all of these things. It's not bad, but again, is it better? Is it worth me having to invest time, money, and creating an entire product because it's something revolutionary? That's really what I'm working on. The answer right now to that particular product is no. And I love this manufacturer, but I'm not feeling it. Next is I am tight lining. I am using Beauty for Reals tight liner. Again, tight lining is the key to doing your 5-minute makeup because it just finds your lashes. We are selling this at Authentic Beauty right now, so you can see the difference. Just going to squeeze really tight because I want it, if any's going to come out of my eye, I want it to go now. Okay, that was hilarious. I hope that we caught that on camera, but this is the danger of using it right out of the tube. You see all these influencers and they're like going straight out of the tube. I'm like, I don't know who you think you are that you can do that. But you know, hey, it's got an applicator on it that's supposed to go out of the tube. And then it just squirted all right down my face. Absolutely hilarious. I swear to God, maybe these influencers, I don't know how much they practice squeezing it out. I don't believe you should ever squeeze anything out. And that was just an example of why you don't freaking do that. Oh my God, so freaking funny. So, yeah, I'm not liking the finish now that that other product is under there. Ooh, not so good. Oh my goodness. Apply and then blend. I'm probably going to add just a teeny bit of blush on there. And then let's just get to the eyes really quick. Now I don't really have a whole lot of time to mess around, but let's try this key. Again, grab and go. Is this going to work? And did they send me a lip one and not an eye one because the one that I saw was gray? This is what we're trying to do. I am trying to see how that just translated on my lid. That's because my lids are heavy. The majority of us, our lids are heavy. And so if you want to get it on in 5 minutes, which I believe doing a crease cut is one of the biggest impacts, I need to be able to blend this with a brush and not have it disappear. And guess what that formula just did? You see it? I can't even use my finger with it. It just completely disappeared. So stay tuned. Yep, that is a no pass. And I just wasted my time, which don't we love when we're like, oh, this is going to be the miracle thing. And then you just waste, I just wasted. I can't get back that 3 minutes that I just experimented with that. It's just not great. That's a bummer. Now, this one that I use my finger on, it's a little bit better, but you don't have the precision. It just went up off half my eye. And what we're looking for is precision. Now I have to take the thing wherever I put it and go back over it. And now I'm just frustrated because that did not do. But now I have to balance it out. Let's just use my finger. Guys, don't you want to have the opportunity to use a brush? I mean, I don't, that is a no. Sorry. So frustrated. I wanted this to work. I'm back to the drawing board again. Next, we're going to try a matte liquid shadow. I'm going to do this in real time. And I really want this to work because this is my friend's company that I love very dearly. And if it works and continues to work, I can do business with them. First thoughts, we have coverage. Now let's see when I blend it, will it stay and not crease? It is translating a little too taupey for me, but it's skin tone, right? So skin tone is what we're trying to deal with. All right, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. Right now, I don't have time to really go back over it and to try to add other shadows. But again, this is what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to be like, here's real life people. This is how the majority of us, I think, are like going, oh, just throw something on. And then if it doesn't work, you just like stop using it, right? My goal is to have this 5 minutes or less. I am going to add our tiny liner. And I don't know if that, we'll see. I don't know if it's enough coverage. Tiny liner. And then of course I just dotted myself. You guys are no different than you are when we're getting ready. I'm just doing this to try to stay awake. I also think that that product it's not setting. So it's staying relatively glossy, which is going to mean that the eyeliner doesn't set properly. I really had to go in there and blend it down just to make sure. This isn't the best application I've done. It's so funny. Next, and this is why the products have to work for your skin and based on what you're trying to create. And I can tell you that the ones that I just used today did not make my life. A lip isn't bad. And of course my 3-in-1. Now, this mascara is going to save the day. This right here, no matter what the hell I just did. Oh, and I need to put primer on my brows. This mascara just opened up my eyes. It is way, come on. This is in the running. I'm going to try other things, but right now, this brush, this formula, let's just hope it's not, this is the problem. I try all this stuff and then I'm like, is it clean? And then they come back and they're like, nope, it's banned by Credo. And I'm like, unless it's a Credo formula, I don't want to see the sample. Don't tease me. I'm just going to come back and start crying because I fall in love with something. And, you know, I don't get the ingredient list for this. And it matters. Okay, look at the difference. Last but not least today, and I really should be adding color. I really should be adding color to my brows, but I am not today. And I would look so much better right now with a brow tint. Maybe I do that. Maybe I do my own brow tint and I explain the importance of that. Who'd be into seeing that? Anybody want to see me do my own brow tint and explain the importance of tinting? Let me know. And somewhere there's an eyebrow comb. Oh my Lord. My cleaning ladies came yesterday and they just kind of stuck everything everywhere. And now I don't see my brow comb anywhere, which means that I'm going to have to use my finger. Oh, you guys, I've got makeup everywhere. It's so funny to see thousands of things, right? But it doesn't work. Do you know how many people that's right for, right? And then when you're a makeup artist, I can sit here and I can manipulate it all day long. So I get a product that doesn't do exactly what I want it to do. But those are my skills as a makeup artist, is that I can be like, that's going to work. All right. Last thing, I just need to throw a little bit of concealer on. Again, this is experimental. And this is one that we're working on that is thinner. And this has a lot of slip to it, which is, or I'm sorry, it doesn't have a lot of slip to it. You work with it and then you got to use a brush, but it's such a fine, thin, beautiful formula that has this coverage. And sometimes, again, if you have product on, if you have eye cream and all the things to keep your eyes moist, which you should so your lines look up less, then you don't want a concealer that's got a ton of slip to it because you want it to hold tight and not sit in a line. So you can see, I think that is fabulous.